Welcome back to HoI3 with the HPP mod. Welcome back to March 1st, 1942 in our alternative history timeline, where Italy is a major contributor to the Axis war effort. We have around about 15 divisions in Central East Africa. We have 4 divisions, 5 divisions, soon to be 6 divisions in Persia, Iraq. We have, I believe, 16 divisions. Yep, 16 divisions on in the Army Group South, basically, of the Eastern Front. And basically, Italy is securing the south flank of Europe, mainly with its navy, but also, of course, with land troops in Africa and the Middle East. Let's make sure we fulfill all of our production needs. Let's get this started. Another attack, a few attacks actually. I think this is, I'm almost having a deja vu. Because when I started last night's stream as well, right after unpausing the game, we got attacked in 2 provinces. It might even have been the same provinces. But the attack ceases immediately. We're defending with 47,000 troops in Treblinka. Soviet Union attacks with 53,000, which is less than last time, I believe. They were closer to 60,000. It was only like a probing attack, but they soon realized it's going nowhere. And in Ivanivka, a total of 8 brigades attacks a total of 22 brigades. 23,000 troops against 68,000 troops. That's one of those senseless attacks on the Eastern Front that happen sometime. And then we have an attack in Disful, which is defended mostly by Ethiopian troops, some Iraqis, and 1 Italian infantry division, actually the only division providing support in the form of artillery. But we are a bit under pressure here, of course. Lack of troops. We have 5 divisions, one of which doesn't have support, but it has a 3rd infantry regiment, and 2 of them are retreating further east. We had to give up Tehran, which we were holding at one point, a forward air base. But the idea here, of course, is to stabilize the front until we have more reinforcements that we can spare and use to bolster this flank. We have a convoy here, apparently. We're trading with Venezuela. We're importing fuel and exporting supplies. Let's cancel the fuel import. Not that we don't need the fuel, but I want to conserve my transports. Let's rebase the submarine flotilla. We're not finding any convoys here at the moment. Air battle over Pfunds, for somehow the British like to fly around in Central Europe. In the Western Ukraine, we're dealing with this problem of having to conquer provinces basically for Romania instead of Germany, which is a bit annoying. And I've tried to circumvent this problem by pushing out of German occupied territory rather than Romanian occupied territory. But so far it hasn't happened. So what I'm thinking is that we could send an armored corps north. Help the Germans there, which are being pushed back in a counteroffensive. But I kind of feel uneasy about splitting my forces. Because if I do send First Armored Corps north, I will only be left with these two corps here. Not sure about this. Okay, one of the Italian divisions completed its retreat into Zanjan. Second Naval Infantry Brigade is on the way to Baghdad. One still sitting here in Tel Aviv. We're hunting convoys quite successfully here in the central Indian Ocean. We'll try to expand on this operation a little bit. We also have two submarine flotillas sitting in Palermo. kind of technology are we looking at here? Our trade interdiction submarine doctrine is quite old. Maybe that contributes to the fact that we're not totally effective. I'll rebase the submarines to Mombasa, a port which I recently expanded. And I see Germany constantly reducing its. I see that they're lending to us. Now they're down to 6. At one point we had 16, I believe. Our carrier task force is also attacking enemy convoys. Somebody's trading with Turkey. We also said we wanted to expand naval operations off the coast of Saudi Arabia, because the UK are trading with Oman and they're supplying from the Persian Gulf. Of course, I would like to send some air cover with my fleet, because I know that I think there are 2 or even 3 allied carriers operating. In terms of naval bombers, we have naval bombers stationed in Bucharest in the Black Sea. We use them for ground attacks. Let's reassign them to the Italian headquarters for Africa and the Middle East. And the closest airbase that we have here is Asmara, but that's pretty far away. And then we have Baghdad. I'm not sure what we can do, but let's rebase him to Asmara for now. Okay, I suppose we could use submarine flotillas as scouts. They're still attacking in this full, and I think they will attack until enough units run out of organization. Well, one Ethiopian division did run out of organization, but at the same time the attacking Indian division also ran out of organization. So what kind of battle was it? 70,000 Axis troops defended, most of them are Ethiopians, and 13,000 chiefly Indian troops attacked, but their losses were about 2.5 times as high. And we had 8 submarine... Wait, why is it called 8 group? I think we should just go with these names that we have here, because we're using them as single squadrons. Right, they're now based here. There are also convoys passing through here. The naval bombers. Oh, maybe actually Mogadishu would be a better base for the naval bombers. Some air battles going on over Central Europe. And Piacentini with his 5th command of naval bombers has arrived. We'll have them fly convoy raiding missions. Here off the coast of Africa. We built completed an additional 10 escorts. I'm going to need transports as well. One-way transports. It's important to keep the port open here. Maybe we can retake Havas and increase security of Basra. 5th Indian Infantry counterattacks. Let's see if we can get the bombers basically to support this attack. As well as the medium or the heavy fighters. Okay, this attack's going nowhere at the moment, so we'll cancel it. What? There are still Soviet submarines attacking our convoys in the Mediterranean. And we have developed the mechanized infantry, which means we can now start training mechanized infantry regiments, which I was planning to do to bolster our armored divisions. We'll start researching the current infantry technologies. And we have finished a flotilla of transports. I would like to continue building transports, but I think we have different priorities. So transport using 5 IC. Yeah, roughly 5 IC. Our situation of supplies is good. We're training infantry divisions 2 at a time. I think that's okay. 2 light cruisers will finish soon. The industry will be replaced with an additional batch of IC. The convoys won't take that long. I think I'll just keep building convoys after that. Just serially. Not another batch of convoys right now. Let's see what's happening in terms of technology. So I'll definitely not commission or start outfitting a capital ship because we're still waiting for a few capital ship techs. How about escorts? We are researching cruiser engine for more speed and sea defense and more range. The heavy cruiser main armament is up to date, and the heavy cruiser design principle is pretty much up to date. Cruiser armor is not, but if I were to research it, would take until August. So I could get the next level of cruiser armor and then commission or start outfitting heavy cruisers by August. By August. And the heavy cruiser, or two, I want to build two at the same time. I would need 16 IC. Which I could definitely have by then. Well, this is not going to be available because I have to reinvest it into IC, but those will be available. That's 11.6. Plus the carrier air group 15. That's almost the 16 IC that we need. So the two light cruisers plus the carrier air group together will be enough capacity for two heavy cruisers from August. But that would mean I would have to research the cruiser armor as well. And we would still not be up to date, but we would have at least the next best level. So how do we invest the 5 IC until then? I would like some additional medium bombers. I feel that I'm kind of limited in those, but 15 IC is pretty hefty. So what I was thinking is maybe how much IC is a mechanized infantry regiment? That's also 7.75 IC. How many more mountain infantry can we train? This would be enough for 4 more mountain infantry divisions. Another thing I was thinking about is reforming our army to go from a binary division design to a triangular division. Currently I have 5 mountain infantry divisions. So by training 8 regiments of mountain infantry, I could bolster the existing 5 plus train an additional 1 to have 6 mountain infantry divisions. The same of course goes for infantry regiments and infantry divisions. Can I, how many additional 12 airborne infantry, but we don't have, I don't think, no, we don't have any airborne infantry right now anyway. How many more marine regiments? 8 more to the existing 4. Okay. And what about... Oh, the assault engineers aren't even in the selection anymore. We have 6 regiments of infantry here. 36 with Africa. (46, 54). 2 regiments normally per infantry divisions. Per infantry division. 54, so we have about 27 infantry divisions. If we were to train 27 additional regiments, we could bolster each Italian infantry division from a binary division to a triangular division. And an infantry regiment to train consumes 4 IC. No, we'll do it differently. We will start training serially mechanized infantry regiments for, I believe we have 6 light armored divisions. We have 1 regiment of light armor per division, so in Africa that is 1 light armor division, and in Russia that is 5, so a total of 6. So we need 6 regiments of mechanized infantry. We will start training them. Carrier air group and the light cruisers will translate into 2 heavy cruisers. And the heavy fighters maybe we'll train medium bombers after those. I think that's more or less how we'll do it. And let's hope that Germany doesn't shorten the Lend-Lease even further. Romania is redeploying infantry for some reason. I'm going to try and support the Germans a bit further north on the front. Managed to drive the Russians back here. That's good. Okay, we run into Omani troops. the Ugandan colonial troops that we were pursuing have fled into the cover here. Or Omani divisions are attacking 3rd Italian Mountain Infantry. We have a unit of industrial capacity to deploy. Will of course happen in the industrial center in the north. One problem that we have is money. Interestingly, that's the first time in a long time that I'm running into money problems in a game of Hearts of Iron 3. The reason is that we are importing a lot of fuel, which is very costly, very expensive. So I'm going to ask Germany to allow that. Very unlikely. Huh. How about Iraq? No. None of them are keen to allow that to Italy. Hungary is even... I don't know, we have to try. Germany allowed that, very unlikely. What happens if they decline? What can we live without? We can cancel the energy imports. We won't save a lot of money with those. With steel we're almost stable. So in theory we could also cancel the steel imports. But the fuel imports are super expensive. 24 fuel for 6. So the German fuel import alone makes up about a sixth of our deficit. But they do offer us almost 50 fuel per day. We're importing 50 steel. And 125 fuel. Well, let's ask Germany for allowing debt. And if they decline, we will have to cancel at least the energy imports and later on some other trades as well. Germany wants cold hard cash, of course. Okay, in this case, we will cancel all the energy imports for now. This won't really make a difference, but at least it's a start. Another thing we can try, of course, is to sell. I suppose we can sell supplies. Question is who will buy. And now we don't have diplomats anymore. So let's train a few of those. We're going to lose the Battle of Disful as everyone is retreating. The Iraqis have managed to hold on to Abhar. I'm going to send my infantry division forward here. The 20th division will hold in Kermanshah. By the way, yeah, we didn't replace the industrial capacity that just finished. Interesting. Iraq is not at war with the Soviet Union, which is why we have this. We don't have a problem with Soviet troops here supporting the Allies. I think we're going to keep it that way. We'll respect the new border between the Soviet Union and Persia and Iraq, respectively. Then we can focus on the Allies alone. We don't have to focus on the Soviet Union in Iraq. Italian fighters supporting Hungarian bombers. And we have improved mountain warfare equipment. Let's get other infantry techs first. Okay, officer training, light bomb development are the first technologies to finish agriculture. Yeah, we're always losing a little bit of manpower, which is making me uneasy. We have a light cruiser launching. Can we squeeze in maybe some convoys until August? Yeah, so we can replace the light cruisers with convoys until June. Or we could overproduce supplies for the time being. I'll squeeze in one additional batch of convoys. Or maybe two. And the next light cruiser finishes also. This one will deploy to Toronto. We're still losing a lot of money every day. So maybe we should cut down on the fuel imports. So 6 units of fuel from Turkey for 2.25. And from Germany we get 24 units of fuel for 6. Okay, so the Turkish fuel deal is very expensive. Let's cancel it. It's cheaper to import crude oil. Although I'm not sure what is the conversion rate, how much units of oil, or 1 unit of oil translates into how many units of fuel. I'm not sure. 6 units of fuel from Iraq. From Iraq it's cheap to import, I think, times 4. 4, 7. It's actually also quite expensive to import fuel from Iraq directly. Five units of fuel from Greece for 1.9. Spain and Greece are also expensive. Let's see. Saudi Arabia cancels its trade deal, which means less fuel and crude oil for us, but it also means less of a deficit. We have a lot of penalties on our money. Minus 15% from war economy, minus 25% from mobilize for war. Then we had a lot of workers to satisfy, that's a total of minus 6%. Industrial investment of minus 25%. We get a bonus from controlling the Suez Canal and from a detailed tax system. I'm going to counterattack south of Tehran, just to slow down the British, so I have time to move in my own reinforcements and maybe some Iraqi troops. We'll see. We haven't checked in on Central and Eastern Africa in a long time. Okay, the Omanis are wearing down my mountain infantry division. Let's retreat slowly. Until we can move in reinforcements here. Might not be going anywhere. But we do have a spare. I have an idea. Why don't we ship Marine infantry to Aden? Because right now I don't have anything better to do with this division anyway. Finally, a 1st Infantry Division finishes training. This is an opportunity. Go through our divisions. And make sure we don't have any divisions with the same name twice. Yes, okay, so that's good. There's no other 16th division. The other one that's training called 17th division, and I think there is no 17th division either. But if this one comes up, then we might have to rename it. Because we already have a 16th division. Right, so Northern Italy, no 16th division. There's a 15th division on Malta. There's no 17th division in East Africa. Yeah, I think we are. Yeah, I think we're good. Wait, where are we attacked? Here in Karema. Let's counterattack. Ooh, there is a massive defense here. 6 divisions. Ending in Somea. We'll cancel these attacks. Successful convoy hunting going on in the Indian Ocean. So despite cutting some fuel imports, our fuel situation seems to be stable right now. Kuwait no longer exports crude oil to us. Crude oil situation is still pretty dire. And we're still at a deficit of 14.7 units of money per day. We could cancel the steel imports, that's the only... How much would that free? 7.76. About 1.5, that's about a tenth of our deficit. Two. 2.33, 2.66. We can bring, by cancelling all the steel imports, we can bring the deficit down to -12 per day. Yemen is not delivering the crude oil. We're exporting rare materials, but that at least that gives... Yeah, we're not going to cancel those exports. At least like this we get some money in. Let's see if we can sell off some supplies. To make some money on the side. Ethiopia, Peru accepts, the French state accepts, Saudi Arabia accepts. We might have to increase supply production. Lost the Battle of Okay. Question is, can our 25th Division make it into Abhar? But we have won the Battle of Kigoma. Now Germany wants to buy fuel from us for money. We need to fuel ourselves, it's only 10,000. I'm going to have to decline. Here we are giving up some territory to Oman. It's okay. The Marine infantry hasn't arrived yet, but they are on the way. I'm retreating with the mountain infantry until I reach, until I can link up with marine infantry. Probably Hungary is running out of money as well, therefore stops buying supplies. I think in the Axis we should start accepting each other's debt. I'm thinking about creating a new squadron. 4th, 5th, 3rd, 8th, maybe 2nd squadron. Let's see if we have a suitable commander. I've also decided to every quarter reassign commanders. So at the end of a quarter, which would be now March 30, around this time, we can assign new commanders. Yokino, skill 3, with 2 traits, superior tactician and spotter. Campioni, commander of 3rd squadron. Kavanari makes a great carrier commander. I think he will stay with his command. Nothing says we can't reassign commanders from submarine squadrons. The Eastern Front is moving, that's good. Omel has fallen. Kiev is a frontline city. So now we have a 2nd squadron. Yeah, it looks like we can take Mbeya as well as Kigoma in East Africa. Battle of Mbeya is won. We can expand the territory. First armor. Again, this province goes into under control of Romania instead of Germany, which is super annoying. I think, yeah, maybe this doesn't work. Maybe we don't really have control over this. Maybe we should ignore it, because this makes things needlessly complicated. Let's attack Berezonka to take control of the riverbank here. Let's cancel this ground attack mission, this port strike mission, and instead use the close air support to attack around the front line. I will do the same with the medium bombers. Okay, Battle of Berezonka is won. Of course, this province will also fall under Romanian control. I see that I'm lacking some modern destroyers. A lot of old and outdated destroyers. have submarines here without order. Zonka has fallen. I think I will wait for our troops to arrive and we'll clear Veseli Nove. I want to transfer these old destroyers. I think we'll disband 5th Squadron again. And make Yokino commander. We have a... Wait, where are the 2 modern light cruisers now? I think it's those 2. Beo Magno and Giulio Germanico. Is that really the case though? No, one of them was this one. Cornelio Silo. Yeah. Okay, in any case, now we have a few squadrons, additional squadrons. We'll have to change this again once we can make the light carrier operational. Good morning, Michi C. I want to learn Hearts of Iron 3, but I'm not brave enough. Yeah, I understand the sentiment, but it is so much fun when you get the when you start understanding mechanics. I'm still learning. There are a lot of things that confuse me and make me go, what the hell, in this game all the time. And that's not really because it's a great game, but some of the things are just poor design, and you know how studios have to rush out their products in order to make turnover, in order to make money basically. What are we seeing here? Malayan troops. Interesting. But it still allows for so many interesting situations to happen. And I think Hearts of Iron 3 really is probably the best out of all the strategy games that exist. We have a problem here. Romania is giving up territory. We lost Yokmivka. But I think it's okay, we can live with this as long as we're gaining ground further west. German spearheads now 100 kilometers from Tula. Outside Moscow we have been pushed back. But in general I would say the front is moving east. That's good. Should stop the Russians in the far north though. So hopefully that'll happen eventually. Yeah, don't be afraid. I mean, it costs almost nothing in terms of money. It'll cost you a lot in terms of time. But just get it for a few bucks and start playing with it. I've noticed with a lot of games, you just have to, you know, to accept that you will do badly in the beginning. You have to accept a few defeats and you know, things will start to fall into place after some time. You just learn, you experiment, you notice what's not working, talk to people on the forums, ask questions, experiment, start again when it doesn't work. I have a few series on my channel. I think I have a... Yeah, one series I played about a year ago was Allied France. I tried to fend off the Germans on hard, I think. And it didn't work. I think I had to capitulate by... Not quite sure. Maybe mid... It was a pretty historic playthrough. So I think I capitulated by mid 1940s. Not the mid 1940s, mid 1940. I'm talking June 1940. But it was super interesting. First I didn't like having to capitulate, but it was interesting. Because it's actually quite a challenge to play as France. And I'll definitely try it again. So as it is the end of the quarter, still have a bit, yeah, I still have about another hour to play. But as I said at the end of the quarter, I want to reassign commanders where necessary. So let's start from the top down this time. We have 3 field marshals commanding the 3 theaters that we have. Field Marshal Balbo is about to reach the next skill level, but of course commanding the Metropolitan High Command, he's not experiencing excuse me, he's not gaining any experience in combat, so I was thinking we can put Kavilia in charge of the home command. There's not too much going on right now. Oh, interesting. I didn't know. We have a general commanding Army Group North, and we have a Field Marshal commanding Army Group South, which doesn't even have troops assigned. But they have the same... Ah, okay. Okay, so generals can command armies and army groups. I didn't see, that's something that I'm learning right now. I probably haven't been paying attention much, but that's something I didn't know. Anyway, we have a field marshal. I'm wondering if we have a suitable position. But really, we don't have a spare army group. How about we switch out commanders here? And Balbo will now command Army Group Near East. Normally it should be bottom up, not top down. This way I can free more commanders, but I think we'll leave it at this for now. Let's make sure we get enough reinforcements. How is our money situation? Is still deteriorating. Fuel and supplies are stable. And we have another infantry division. I want to train up a few lower skilled commanders. That's 2 more infantry divisions already. I think where we need the most reinforcements is actually Iraq. So what we can do now is we can send both 50th Division and I believe this is 1st Mountain Infantry Division to Genoa, where they will be transported, loaded up and transported to Tel Aviv, and then on the land route they will transfer to the Persian theater. Okay, Mbeya is captured by Axis forces. Wait, are these divisions all moving? I don't think you should be moving. Quite yet. What kind of territory are we looking at here? This is still plains. Right. Right. But these infantry divisions will turn north. The light army division will detach from 2nd Corps and attach to 1st Corps. again. Right, and then yeah, the light armor sort of becomes not very useful from now on, because the territory is now mountains, forests, jungle, woodlands. So I think eventually 2nd Division... Is it 2nd Division? Yeah. 2nd Division in Mbeya, 2nd Light Armor Division that is, will probably deploy out of this theater to Russia. Or to another important battleground. Let's see if we can keep pushing here. We're still in the range of our bombers. Okay, here we have the Marine Infantry linking up with the Mountain Infantry and the Arabian Peninsula. Battle of Ivanivka again, we're attacked, now defending the Crimean Peninsula. Soviets are trying to take care of this problem. Counterattacks from the Soviet, of course. I think we should be able to secure the Buk riverbank. In terms of leadership, let's go back to training officers. Which coincidentally we just finish the next important step in terms of research. Let's pick up infantry training. Luckily we free some IC for for supplies production. Our fuel situation is still pretty dire. Now we have growth in the crude oil stockpile. Both battles in southern Russia are won for the Axis, I hope. Not quite yet, but eventually. Battle of Abhar is lost. I don't know if Iraqi troops make it in time. At least we are delaying the Allies. Battle of Kostermanswil is won. That's 3 divisions moving there. The question is, can we hold on to Mbeya long enough? I'm going to turn this division around with the infantry support tank battalion. They are more useful to us in the plains than in the forests. And I'll use the bombers over Kasama. Lots of stuff going on simultaneously. There's a gigantic force here to guard the Strait of Kerch. Some mess going on in East Africa. We lose a province right after we won it, unfortunately. But the good thing is the enemy is disorganized. Might have to cancel metal imports, but it's not going to be enough. Apparently we sank a transport, an enemy convoy here, but I wasn't aware that transports can do that. Or maybe it was the naval bombers. Okay, 2 more divisions for Iraq. They will force march to Baghdad. Okay, so now we have 3 squadrons here and the carrier task force. And we wanted to expand our operations against the allies in the Gulf of Arabia and the Persian Gulf. So Sparviero will redeploy to Asmara. And first squadron. My interceptors are being depleted somewhat. Wow. Below 50% for both of them. So let's cancel this mission. Don't we have... additional fighters spare? So the infantry made it in time, that's good. While 6th CCNN division is on the way, which is also good. Now let's hope we can hold on to Mbeya. Depleted squadron will go back to Italy to reinforce. The weakened fighter group here will be on a reserve mission. and the fresh fighters from Italy will take over. To act as interceptors over the area where Italian troops operate, at least during the day. What about the medium bombers? They're doing okay. Okay, the Bug riverbank is back under Axis control. Wonderful. Light bomb development improved. We'll lose some speed on all the light aircrafts, but improved soft attack, hard attack, better sea attack and sub attack. So what's next? I think we should get the next level of air engine. Keep improving our fighters. And we'll use these older destroyers in the Black Sea. And the newer ones will be available for other tasks. We only have 2 divisions, of course, in Yemen. But we'll keep pushing the Osmani as much as possible. Some of our fleet arrives in Asmara. More should soon arrive. Germany cancels the trade agreement for fuel, and that's good in terms of money, but it's bad in terms of fuel. I think this will actually turn our deficit into a profit. Agriculture is advanced, additional manpower is very important. But it's now ahead of time, so we'll switch out of this. There are more industrial techs to get, of course, and all of them are somewhat important. First aid would also help with the manpower issue. Supplies production with free additional IC. Combat radios would improve our support units. Steel production would be pretty sweet, as well as rare materials. Yeah, I think we should go for this. Should we though? Should we though? A lot of gaps in infantry as well. Light armor. Only one project going on. We should pick up the next level of armored cars eventually. We need more and better destroyers. There's so many things to take care of. We could pick up capital ship engine as well before we commission or before we start outfitting. Because I did plan to outfit 2 battleships, or 1 at least. We have project in bombers that we could pick up. Better supply transportation and organization could become an issue at some point. I'm surprised that I'm this far behind in this. Land doctrine, artillery training, naval doctrines, plenty of projects to research here. Submarine, where's trade interdiction. We research the first level of sea lane interdiction. Our convoy rating will be more efficient. Maybe we should do this instead. I mean, there are so many projects, so let's unlock this, and we have a lot of submarine flotillas, and maybe we can make them more efficient, damage our enemies more. So yeah, we'll go with this, even though we have plenty of other projects to take care of. What's happening in Japan or in China? It looks like Japan is on the retreat, as we saw at the end of last stream. I think the Chongdae was once under Japanese control. Nanchong and Changsha never, but there were... Chongqing was at least close. I think there were Japanese troops here in the outskirts, so the front line has moved back considerably. Roughly 200 kilometers in central China. See if we can get the Germans to attack here. The Allies are penetrating quite deep into our territory here. Let's retreat with our allies, so we can maintain a stable front line. it's now only Italians defending in Basra. But the problem is I'm gonna have to stop my divisions here, because otherwise I'll capture this province for the Romanians instead of for the Germans. Maybe Core HQ arrives. Why are we still running a deficit? I thought Germany cancelled a trade worth 24 units of money to them. I think actually we should be running a surplus of 12. Now with the fleets here, why don't we try to stir up things a little bit for the British in the Arabian Gulf? We'll have to pay a lot of attention to that, because for us it's not easy to replace any naval units. I have finished heavy fighters. We said that the heavy fighters will go into medium bombers, the carrier group, and the two light cruisers will go into two heavy cruisers. So we'll start the production of two medium bombers, of one wing of medium bombers. We lose some trade with Hungary, although our deficit is coming down. Let's see if we can get something else to buy supplies from us. Supplies are very cheap, so that's not going to earn us a lot of money, but it's better than nothing. And if we're selling to partners in the Axis, we can even help them out with the war effort. Germany accepts to buy 50 supplies a day from us. I think this should take care of... No, it still doesn't put us into a profitable situation in terms of international trade. Let's deploy these interceptors. Lots of pressure applied in Persia. 2 divisions are on the way. I think the infantry division will go south. The Alpine division will go north into the mountainous terrain, and I'll switch out the corps commands. Rota is a highly skilled commander. He's definitely a candidate to become army commander, or to maybe be... I think, well, he's probably in a good spot right now. We need highly skilled commanders here. Sisu, welcome to the stream. Why the expletive? What's making you upset? Wondering what's the range of our carrier planes, not too far, about 400 kilometers. I'm pleased to see that the German Lend-Lease has increased to 8 units of IC. Let's fly a few port strike missions. See what's there. A lot of carrier groups. Some garrison brigades, no ships. That's a problem. We're running out of supplies somehow. Let's cancel this mission. Come back. The support capacity in Aden is 40. Those are all equivalent bases, but Mombasa is actually the biggest base. Maybe I should rebase them to different ports. And Romania negotiates with investors. Good for them. And our fuel and crude oil situation are still concerning. Running large fleets comes at a price. British have 2 HQs on these islands here. I believe they're called Socotra, yes. It's strange. As we said, the Mountain Infantry Division will be assigned to the northern portion of the front, and the Regular Infantry Division to the southern portion. Let's see if we can stop the Iranians here. Finally, third carrier air group finishes. Where is it? Did it directly go to the carrier? Yes, it did. We do have some pretty good naval air commanders. Lieutenant General Ritchie is one of them. Piacentini is a fleet destroyer, but he's not the best fleet destroyer that we have. We have a commander of interceptors who's a fleet destroyer. I think we'll take Ritchie. Ritchie is the commander of the carrier air group. It's weird. Oh, okay. Now I see them on the map. Still sinking convoys, it's wonderful. Now we have some free IC, which will go into the outfitting of 2 heavy cruisers once last cruiser tech finishes that we are researching right now, which will be at the beginning of August. Now it is April, at the end of April 1942. Can we squeeze in maybe some escorts until then? Yes, we can. Let's get 2 batches of escorts. And another one of convoys. How long does it take to train an infantry regiment? 127 days. That's too long. Yeah, we'll do it like this. And then we have a lot of IC available to take care of other production needs. I have to cut off the militia here. Is there another thing we can do to improve the resources situation? If we switch to collaboration government, we don't lose resources from territories from Iran. In Palestine, we cannot switch to a collaboration government. And in the territories controlled from the UK, we already have the best option as well. Can we create a puppet? Oh. We could still cancel it. We could create Libya. I don't know, do they have any resources? And would it really improve our situation? Doesn't look like they have any resources. That is unfortunate. Tehran would be a good province to control. It's kind of out of reach right now. Yes, I suppose we'll not do that. We'll not create the puppet of Libya. Not yet, anyway. Manpower falls below 1,000. Yeah, difficult situation in terms of manpower, fuel, oil, other resources, money. On the ground, the army is doing okay. We're slowing the push in Persia. Russia is going reasonably well. It could be better, but it could be worse. Africa is going well. The navy is doing okay, but we are having a few difficulties in the longer run. So we'll have to see what we're going to do about this. I'm going to take a break here. I'll be back tonight with another stream. Thanks everybody for stopping by. I'll see you soon. Take care.